Well, hello everyone. Oh, I need to put my earphones in just to check the sound's okay. That sounds good. Right, let's get to it, shall we? I think I want something that's very resilient, don't I? I'll take you. Take my usual setup. And we'll take dual ichor. Alrighty. If you guys want to join in, by the way, feel free to do so. I should make a message about that, shouldn't I? Hide that so that chat can see its own chat. Oh. Alright, there we go. Sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to find a game. Ooh. Oh, that's just Draco. Damn it. Gonna have to leave that one. Sorry, guys. I'm not here for Orokin cells. I don't need them. Well, I tell a lie, I do, but I don't need them right now. Ah, there we are. Some willing subjects. Oh, or not. That's not going to work, is it? Oh, rescue, of course. People are very interested in using the easier nodes first. I need to check something. I don't think you can hear my clicking and stuff, can you? That's good. Okay, so Frog was correct. I do love that assassination animation. It's so silly.
Hurry up. We are running out of time. Thank the stars, not a minute too soon. Got a weapon for me? I've got some scores to settle.
For the love of... Fine, lich out.
Where you look, I am not. And then, suddenly, I am. It hurts! It hurts!
What's one of Glamouth? What's like, you know, Adam, Grey, Adam!
Holy hell, okay. That was a little bit more rough than I was expecting.
Escort mission complete. The hostage
But-
is safe now. Let's get out of here.
Because I know one, and the other one was wrong, I can just reorder my Parazon modifiers and get him the next time round. So that should be simple enough.
You're getting warmer.
So if we do that, that should be it. Ah, you moved back to Sedna. Memories. This is where I first killed him. Ah, there we go. Might move this a little closer. That's better.
reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again.
What sort of plan?
Coolant cell destroyed.
I hear something. Oh. Handy.
You found the first resource cache. I'm detecting 2 more faint hints.
It's very funny to me. So right now at least we're going to be focusing on Kuva Liches because they're the least annoying thing to grab.
You were so safe. You will not be remembered. Me miscalculating. No, wait, let's talk, yes?
Operating in my sector, friend? Time to pay the idiot tax.
Alright. Let's get to annoying our Lich again.
Found you!
You're indifferent. Okay, so I have to do a couple more missions before you'll show up. What did I just click on? I'm actually not too sure. Oh, what happened here? Oh, okay, go. Oh, right. We don't want to play this one. Yes, survival, of course. I guess some people are murmur farming because they've got new ones to kill.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
You aren't serious, Mars. I have to juggle that too. Fine.
Are you holding back? I think you love me because you want to die. What is this like for you? Yes, this was always meant to be mine. All my work, the long harvest, the landscapes of Carrion, all for this. Every scream, every strangulation, every exterminated city, worthwhile.
Aren't you just a nice person? Hmm? Sorry for the lack of commentary, by the way. I'm kind of locked in. Just long until this is over, though.
When you are ready, without extraction.
Alright.
I think I have something of yours. Your little lich is coming up in the world, Tenno.
actually not a good one to play with my current build. Rescue might be... Well, we can solo the Exterminate, I think. Oh hey, fancy that. Someone came along. It's always good news.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Hello. I am detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature. That's it. It will be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can synthesize it for me. Tenno, do not damage it further. Use the synthesis device. No, 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 no! You've wasted this specimen. Was I wrong to entrust synthesis to you?
Well, I guess this guy really doesn't like Samaras. There's no way I'm running all the way back there, that's just silly. Oh, whoops, I've been running backwards this entire time, that's why. Damn. I must have gotten turned around somehow. Yeah, just one. Have you got it backwards? Oh, jeez, okay, with a ragdoll like that, clearly not.
princes!
What happened there? Come on.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
I love how silly that is.
Wallet feeling a little light, friend?
Okay, there we go. So how annoyed
So I
are you?
can do violent and messy, or messy and violent. And
Close.
Our intel suggests that our person of interest is in the vicinity. Search for
Okay,
the
so
hostage.
we're not
and bring
actually
him
going
home.
to do this rescue too quickly, right?
I am detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature.
In part because we're looking to annoy our lich, and I think the only way you can do that, besides completing missions, is killing their thralls.
Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have much time. You are running out of time.
I thought I was gonna die. Thank you.
Yeah, see, I can do these missions on my own.
Now mine.
It's just less speedy. There's nothing doing. Could do sabotage. That should actually be fine. The one thing I really don't want to get stuck on is the endless style missions like interception, defense, and survival on my own, because that can be a bit brutal.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
I always forget how silly parkour can be, and just permanently bouncing up things. It's fun though. Imagine how convenient it would be if you could actually travel around like that.
Cell destroyed.
I'm not interested in the coolant cells, I don't believe, just because dealing with that part turns it into a slight defense mission, which is not what we're after. That's very slow.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again.
If we insert the fuel rod, that's actually a lot better. Yes, I guess as a reminder to everyone out there, being on fire is definitely not conducive to your health.
Operating in my sector, friend. Time to pay the idiot tax.
Oh, I'm gonna miss him when he's dead. What the heck? Oh, okay. Never seen that happen before. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
The hunt is on, Tenno. The synthesis scanner is detecting a potential target. Use it. Search for traces of the target.
Whoops.
We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Okay, that's not good. primary mercy was to increase the reload speed on this thing. It's really the only thing that makes this doctor a little bit of a pain sometimes.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Ouch. This guy's in another joke solo. This is not a good defense point. Yeah, actually, that might work. That should hold. I'm not sure it does.
The odds were against us, Tenno.
Yeah, okay,
But we
we're
did
out
it.
of here.
Mission complete.
Good, good, good. Have to see if we can make some modifications later.
Wallet feeling a little light, friend?
So in 5 minutes, the daily reset should occur. There's a couple of things I need to do.
I am the hunter. You are the prey. That's how this works. Questions?
Let's see here. It is the... no, it's a Grineer controlled one when it becomes that. Interesting. If we do this, I think we want the summoner build, don't we? I need to just quickly check some things. So that. That's doable. I think that's doable. With Shield of Shadows of a higher duration, that should be good.
Your job is to distract the enemy while a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for much-needed supplies. Make your presence known. They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
There's a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
So fun fact for shield guys that block bullets actually cannot block them if you mod for punch through, which is why it's kind of useful. Not just for DPS enhancement, because it can hit things behind it, but for just taking out the shield guys. Stolen. I did. There it is. Did no such thing. But if you want to give me loot, that's fine. Building an Occucore for a friend of mine. It's a lesser version of this, but I figured I'd play with it on stream just to show them how strong it is. You might like it, you might not. It's a little lazy. It does some of the aiming for you, but if you do aim at priority targets, it increases its DPS significantly. Tendrils have a bit of a habit of going everywhere. They also recently reworked Necros, I found out. So if you've summoned shadows, if you cast it again, it's a shorter cast animation and it restores all of the health of your shadows. Very useful if you have an Eximus army that you've raised from the dead. Here, because some people don't read patch notes, and I was one of those people. guilty as charged. Probably shouldn't be, but there you go.
When you need it, extraction is ready.
Alright, let's get out of here. Is it that way? Yeah, it is.
Yoink! What was yours is now mine. Bye-bye! Interesting. Oh, hey, there it is.
Oh my, would you look at these?
4 more days till I can get one of these weapons. Interesting. Now, I'll take that end over. I definitely need it. Oh yeah, that's right. We can delete all that. No, stop. That's spoilers. I can't show spoilers. Speaking of not showing spoilers, there is something I must do on here. Don't worry though, I will still talk to you. Remember... Okay, interesting. Right, we are still live, by the way. I just had to do some stuff that is also spoiler there. Now, what was the aim of coming here again? I don't think I need anything from here right now. Oh, if I do this, there's going to be spoilers, so I may have to censor that too. But don't worry, it shouldn't take too long.
Look, somewhere there's a version of me who stayed behind on Lua. And reconstruction of the past is possible. Let's open this up. Whatever damage time has done, we can undo it. Fascinating. If you have specimens, I'm deeply interested. Ah, thank you.
I need to double check my notes to see what I need to keep. Oh, right, okay. So if we do this, that's 8,000. There we are. Alright.
Goodbye then.
Ready to deploy you wherever you can do the... We should be doing more to recognize your work.
Right, again, when I rank up here, it will... Oh, never mind. I do not have enough. That's fine then. We don't have to do that at all.
Steady rails to you.
But what we do have to do is some very painful missions.
Yes! It's overrated, really.
Yeah, I'm sure it is for you.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Hello. I am detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature.
This will only get more difficult. Get to a terminal and prepare for enemy resistance.
I forgot the data mass, didn't I? That always happens. Damn. Wow, this isn't as tough as I thought. Famous last words.
completed. Move on.
Why has this one become so much easier? Is it just because of... No, it couldn't be. Oh, I guess the build you have does make a significant difference then. There we are.
There it is. Right for synthesis. Tame this creature so you may perform the synthesis I require.
It's very nice when they bug like that. It's so much easier to capture
You
them.
impress me, Hunter. This specimen will be studied for integration into Sanctuary. Thank you.
Hey, he's arrived. Good, good, good.
Space! Limitless void!
Oh yeah, he's afraid of...
Existential dread! Get it together, Lynch.
That's one of his quirks. He's afraid of space. So anywhere where there's windows that show space, he gets a little bit crazy. Did he just... Yeah, he did. Okay. What is even happening right now? Okay, that's good.
I can taste my spleen. That's not good.
Rendered mortal. I believe it doesn't matter if we pass this or not now, but I'm going to just for the fun of it.
We are finished here. Move on.
this one was an easy one. Okay.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Alrighty.
Another job well executed.
Looking good. So we can finally get rid of this guy.
Found you!
It said Saturn, didn't it? Yeah, there we go. Looks like there's several people wanting to kill their liches or convert them. That is an option, but I really want the weapon, so I have to kill them.
Friend! I've been waiting so long. We are on their boards. Look alive. Enemy fighters down 50%. Cruise ship has gone bye-bye. Enemy fighters are falling back. Good work.
Man, I am really good at that.
We have one less probe ship to be concerned with. Direct attention to remaining
Get to
targets.
forge and create some more dome charges to take out that third one. There we go.
Cruise ship down.
Let's get to
Clears
it.
up some space. Crew, I need volunteers to board that galleon and kill its captain. Tarquin slingshot loaded. Tenno in the barrel. Tenno deployed.
have learned a great deal since last we met. You shall regret pursuing me. You overestimate your abilities, adversary.
Not for one you should be bantering right now. You ran here.
Supposed hunter arrives, nostrils flared, just full of hubris. Very well. We have time for one quick lesson. Mediocre.
So what are you choosing?
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Baby's first vendetta? KO! That's my inevitable score, meat sack! You can't kill me if you keep hitting me in the bits I've had replaced. Oh no you don't! Get back here and take what's coming to you!
What are we choosing now?
Sure, friend. Why not? No hard feelings? What is this? Baby's first vendetta?
So that one spared him. Okay.
97 hits. Me hitting you, you hitting the floor, then me hitting you 95 more times.
You know, even if I did find him funny, which I... Whoa! Which I do. Unfortunately, his crippling fear of space travel prevents me from using him effectively. Yeah, be seeing you. Alrighty. That's everyone's liches dealt with.
Captain, terminated. Closing mission. Crew, avail yourselves of up to, but no more than, 5 minutes downtime.
How kind of you. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Hello, TK. Been going at it for a while. I just killed one of the liches, grabbed the weapon that I wanted, and now we're gonna go ahead and do it all over again.
Another job well executed.
Permission to board granted.
By the way, completely off topic, did you end up seeing the new ban list? Kinda surprised. Snake Eye got a bunch of unhits, which I wasn't expecting. Oh, hey. Vengeful Chill Ephemera. I actually didn't realise I was getting that. Cool. I need to cross that off my list, then. Okay. I may want to swap over to... Vault. Is that correct? It is. Are we back? We're back. Terribly sorry. Don't know what that was about. Yeah, that was very weird. Anyway, like I was saying, Circular is back. I actually didn't see that on the list. I'm going to have to quickly look at it again. Where did it go? Interesting. I don't see it. You are talking about the TCG ban list, right? Sedna Adaro. There we go. Okay. I don't believe it did, no. Oh wait, yes, it did. Sorry. I can read, I swear. And Masterpiece came back as well. Nice. I did actually buy a playset of those preemptively. Oh, well that's very generous of you, TK. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a fort, isn't it? Mathmech Ignister kinda just comes back, right? In fact, it could now be Mathmech Firewall Malice Ignister. Like, just a real mishmash. should have played this solo. I don't think it ever stopped TK, did it? Cyburst is basically like Pendulum, except, I don't know, modern Pendulum? With how silly that was.
Well done. Now get to extraction.
Wasn't lucky that time. I think that's the first run I've failed where I've not had a Kuva Lavaling spawn. I'm almost positive it's because I didn't do it solo. To refresh my page. There we go. That weird disconnect was strange. Why would you name your pet Shame Test Case? That's kind of weird.
Another job well executed.
The things you randomly spot, I swear.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
The hunt is on, Tenno. The synthesis scanner is detecting a potential target. Use it. Search for traces of the target.
Gotta go. Got places to be, people to kill. Another.
You forced our hand today.
Damn syndicates. So much for that, right? Another one. Or was that just blinking because I killed them all? I think it's just because I killed them all.
Queens will not be pleased. Clone Rot has come too far. Send word.
Oh, there we go. There's a Cougar Lavaling. What do you have for me? A Chaka. No, I'm gonna reroll here. I already have the Chaka. At least I think I do, right? Yes, yes I do. I have it on my checklist here, it's already obtained.
That's it. It will be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can synthesize it for me.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
I see your hunt was a successful one. Visit me to claim your reward.
Excellent. It's a shame I couldn't do it sooner so I could start grinding that part again, but
Mission
no matter,
complete.
we'll take what we can get.
Excellent.
Right. So another run. Let's see if we get a new weapon this time round. I mean, there's plenty to choose from. I only have 5 of them. And there's... There's 8 to choose from, but I don't have.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
So yeah, TK. I mentioned it a little earlier in stream, but the gun I'm using now is the Ocucore that I mentioned earlier. Your build may do this. I should actually test your build out in this mission, but it does melt high-level enemies pretty quickly once it's set up. It also does some of the aiming for you, but if you aim at high priority targets properly, it'll do even more DPS. Ooh, Cougar Lavaling. Think, right?
Subject found. Significant trauma. Removing the galleon to assess Kuvalich viability.
Here we go. you have? A shed egg. Let's see, what is that? I believe I don't have that. Yep, we don't have that. Good.
We have the chosen subject. They will become leech or die.
Excellent. This'll be the first female lich I've had, by the way. Wonder what she'll be, like an edge case? A slightly tsundere? Who knows? In some ways, who cares? She's gonna die. Same as all the others. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Whatever floats your boat, I guess, TK. I think we're gonna have to kill this lich, Tenno. Damn.
Enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Alright, let's see if we get lucky and get the ephemera with it. That's partly why I killed it with Volt, is to get the electrical ephemera. Because my fashion frame wants the glowies.
Did you know that someone's body can burn for 7 whole hours? Did you know that?
I see, we have that type of lich, huh? Okay. Well. I mean, they're all pretty unstable, I shouldn't be
Have ensured
surprised.
that I can play my games with you and others like you for a long, long time.
Are you sure about that? So, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. That is defiled. We'll just strip everything down. Oh hey, there's an item ready to claim. What's that? Oh yeah, that's right. Cluster bomb tipped arrows. Don't mind if I do. The size of that thing. And the arrow as well. Jeez. Okay then. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, oops. We're going to have to modify this for what exactly? Definitely. No. Is it that? I don't think it is it? Let's just double check. Multi-shot. Oh, okay. I guess we are doing that. I didn't realise a bow counted as a rifle. Interesting. Firestorm. So that we have even bigger explosions. Magazine capacity is not really a thing for this, is it? It is just one bullet, and you can't add more than one bullet to a bow. Well, technically you can with a multi-shot, but who's counting? Let's see. So we have cold. I think we just jam Malignant Force on and then add some crit, right? So shred, crit delay. Yeah, now we're cooking. Actually, wait. It can't have punch through. That's right. It can't have punch through because of its explosive capabilities. What do we want to do instead? Hammer shot vital sense, maybe? Yeah, we'll just play with a crit build for now. We probably won't even really need Serration until later, because with a crit multi right now. Oh, we can test it actually. Let's take out Hammer Vital for Serration. Yeah, not even close. Okay. It'll be good to put it in afterwards when we add some Former to it, but for now, I think crit multi is fine. Alright, where did you end up? On Earth. Okay. Let's swap over to you and take the Summoner build. Oh, and we need to get out of Solo. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
God. Okay, so this definitely needs ammo reserves, but this is really, really funny. Jesus. Oh man, I'm glad I got this. And now it's out of ammo. Wonderful. So it's going to need a mutation mod or a reserve mod, one of the two. Probably mutation, to be honest. Now begins the murmur grind. Where did he even go? Oh wait, there he is. There he went. He just evaporated after kind of lying there awkwardly. Ow, get destroyed, my guy. They're onto you. See, even Seribot has a Bramda. It's great. Bramdas for everyone. Let's just destroy the entire planet. And just cover it in explosive submunitions. Scorched universe strats. We ain't leaving anyone alive. Except those we like. Maybe I should add that little caveat in. Alrighty. Where are you? There you are. So have I mentioned what a Parazon actually is? It's a biological interface used to primarily hook up to computers. Now the computers you hook up to can also be biological. So I have this sneaking suspicion that whenever we mercy something, it's called that because even though it looks brutal, they feel nothing. Which is probably why we're so rough.
Everyone pays in my playground, one way or the other.
A capture seems like fun. Oh, I have rewards. Oh, ciphers, that's useful.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target. Tenno, my readings indicate an increasingly dense neural network beneath the forest floor. This can only mean one thing. The Silver Grove is nearby.
You stood no chance.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Oh, hey, do we get to go on the slide? We do! Oh, it was the small slide. Darn. Very funny how I can have like that weird childlike innocence and then just randomly murder a bunch of people with a bow that explodes. Fun fact about the Team Fortress 2 Pyro. He actually has chromatic vision, a weird disorder where he has to light things on fire in order to see in colour. Try explaining that one, huh? It's about as insane as the Demo Man and how he has reverse sobriety. The more quote-unquote drunk he gets, the more he's able to form sentences and function properly. In fact, his liver even produces alcohol. But if Demo Man doesn't drink, he strangely gets more drunk and less functional. There's a whole host of crazy bits of lore in Team Fortress 2. It's very fun. I think I know how to pronounce it now. So, her name is Pelidilon, which is just weird. Look. I really don't want to take a stab at the surname, but that seems like it would be rough. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't you didn't say it was marrying her, because well, she's not my type.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Oh my, TK. You're not in the I can fix her category, are you? Oh, that's very tragic. Yeah, just pro tip for anyone out there. You can't fix them. They kind of have to fix themselves. It's a case of you can only really help so much, you know?
Tenno, my readings indicate an increasingly dense neural network beneath the forest floor. This can only mean one thing. The Silver Grove is nearby.
Ah, yes. Necros, I deliberately... Oh, sorry, I was a little bit sharp on my ass there. Necros is a favourite of mine. He's a necromancer, he turns corpses into loot, and he can raise the dead. So obviously, I wanted to dress him up like a crow. So, that's what all the flappy bits are for. He's got the crow wings and a crow tail. I can show you the fashion frame for that a little bit later. I can't do it whilst in mission. Got a bit confused there, that was my own shadow I was trying to kill. So the poisonous Warframe, Sarin, she tends to actually be dressed up like a flower in most of her skins and stuff. Because of course, she's very venomous, and a lot of plants can be as well. Yep, pretty much. So where does it want me to go now? Ah, this way. Is it now? I'm just starting. If you are a robot, I will kill you later. If not, welcome in. I mean, the fact that Seri hasn't quite picked up on it is good enough for me for now. I always purge bot follows after stream anyway.
Mine, little meat. No one else's. I'll miss you, little meat.
Okay, well, that confirms it. Be seeing ya.
Oh, no you don't. Get back here. Little meat, do you see? I'm magnificent, darling. Let me show you.
Girl, you have problems. And they're not ones I can solve. Well, except maybe with a few bullets, but that's besides the point.
The enemy has Now get to extraction. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Many holes.
Come
And not in a hot way.
We offer these to aid you, Tenno. This we give to you. By the Mother. These offerings are pure.
This is what we offer. You have excellent taste.
Yes. Yes, I suppose they can. I think 4.6 times is still... Yes, it is. We're going to remove that and add a arrow mutation mod because I run out of ammo so quickly with this thing. It only has 5 bullets in the reserve, along with the 1 in chamber. So yeah, we'll want to fix that immediately. And ammo mutation is the best way to do it. Also, what was the thing again?
The Queens have
Vome.
ensured that
Okay. We'll just jam a Vome in then and hope for the best, I guess. Oh, that's such a tempting little thing. Oh, should I interrupt this program to do some arbitration? I mean, having Necros is an amazing role. I would be practically invincible. Yeah, screw it. We're going to interrupt this broadcast to kill lots of infested.
You must provide cover for a lone Tenno operative. Set off the alarms and keep the infested busy. That was a juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should go away, or amp up the fight to draw it out.
You can definitely tell it's a Canadian game with some of the voice actors' way of pronouncing out. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm not saying that's a bad thing by any means, it's just very interesting. The thing is, you ask them to do that on command and they can't do it, it just kind of happens.
The juggernaut has moved on. It's safe to proceed.
Okay, it was definitely worth bringing Vibramna along. This is very funny. Oh, I forgot to show the fashion frame, didn't I? Well, I will after this, I promise. Although I may need reminding. Just because, obviously, my mind will be focused pretty much on picking out targets. Did the music just give up? Should have gone into action long ago, by the way. I think I can see also why Vibramna doesn't have access to the split mutation thing. Because if it did have access to that bow mod, I'm pretty sure you would crash the game with the particle generation. Because, I mean, even this is pretty egregious. And just as a heads up, even though the galvanized mod I have gives me, what is it? 210% multi-shot, the special arrow-specific multi-shot weapon mod gives you 400%, and that's just achieved by hitting things. So I would be firing 4 shots of cluster bombs everywhere. Oh. I wonder. Could that be a thing? I don't think it is a thing, no. My guess as to why the music isn't reacting to what we're doing right now is because a different faction is on this tile set and it wasn't prepared for that, even though that hasn't been a problem before. Way, now that I guess I have some of you around, is the game sound fine? I've always been a little bit paranoid that it's too quiet.
Extraction is available if you need it.
You know, it's probably worth leaving this mission because we actually haven't had a vital essence drop in Well, ever, in fact, by the looks of this. Yeah, we got nothing. Should probably just leave. And sometimes with drones that drop them tend to get stuck, so... And they're also power immune, so I couldn't do something like pull them in, or whatever. Yeah, even this guy's complaining. There's no Vitus Essence drops. That's really funny. I just replied to him saying, yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah, yeah. Oh hey, finally, there's a Vitus drop. I guess if you complain loudly enough, the game will listen. Very nice. Okay. Oh, someone died already? Jesus. That is unfortunate. So yeah, arbitrations, just as a refresher. If someone goes down, they don't in arbitrations, they die immediately. So what you have to do now is kill drones to pick up tokens. You need 5 tokens to revive someone. But here's the kicker. The tokens you pick up weaken you. They reduce your life, and they can do a bunch of other things to you. So there's several strats. You can have a carrier, which is what I'm gonna be, I hope.
The longer you fight,
So that only one person takes the burden, or you can spread it. Now, both each have their own benefits and downsides. A carrier is like a wet paper bag. You have to really stay on top of them to make sure they don't also die and make things worse. Or else you have to pick up 10 tokens, and so on. So yeah. Well, it's looking like this other person's picked up a token as well, so I guess we're going to go with a spread approach. Tends to be safer, tends to also have its own risks associated with it, just because some warframes are really not built to have their life reduced. It's quite a hindrance to them. The reason you put life on certain warframes in the first place is so that they die less quickly. Ah, there we go. He's alive. I cannot wait to do arbitrations on Steel Path. They're going to be so challenging, but so fun. They'll feel like how arbitrations used to feel to me, which was almost oppressive. But I kind of stuck at it to get a bit better. And now it's dropping. Good, good, good. That was quite a lot in a large succession. And we're guaranteed at least one Vitus whenever we leave, so... because I have a resource booster on right now, I'll get 16 when I leave currently.
share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Oh, hey, we got some Vitus as a survival reward too. That's handy. I do still need a fair amount of it. Seems to have gone quiet all of a sudden. It actually used to be a problem sometimes in survival missions. Because enemies were the only way that you could grab life support. If they suddenly ran out, and that sometimes very rarely happened because of a director glitch, I'll talk about the director later, you would be very often forced to just leave a mission because of that. It was very annoying. Like, especially in the olden days where you would have to go... Yeah. Yeah. Like, if life support runs out, it's not a mission failure unless you haven't survived for 5 minutes. But it was just very annoying because some of the rotation rewards only appear 20 minutes in. And, yeah, that made it a real pain in the arse sometimes. I don't think that happens now. The director has been made significantly more robust. It used to be you could abuse some of the director stuff as well, so for example, exterminates would only ever spawn the number of enemies required to kill. So what you could do is you could speed run to the exit, and that would force the director to have to catch up with you, and it would spawn them all at the exit, so you could just kill them all immediately and then leave. It was the fastest way of doing exterminate missions back then. That's not something you can do now. But it was very funny. I used to farm so many exterminates that way. That would have been back when the old Void Key system was in place. Jeez, that's that does take me back. That was a very stupid system in hindsight. It had so many different types of exploits, and Capture was by far the best one to get, because that was also super fast. Oh, it's not that they're not spawning, it's just that... okay. One of our teammates here is running Protea, and one of her abilities is to lay down grenades that just cover an area with damage. And I guess they're just running in here and dying immediately. This is nice and all, but it doesn't make for good content because I'm not really joining in and killing things. This is the kind of thing that I'd hope would happen off stream. Just my luck. Go. Oh, is that just immortal out of nowhere now? That's really dumb. Oh god. 2 people died. That's not good. Oh no, I was about to help, but I've left already. Damn. I hope that guy's alright on his own. He said don't worry, but I'm gonna do the opposite and worry. Right, let's get back to the grind, shall we? Oh god, excavation, really? Disruption's kind of nice, but... Interception's awful. Capture is perfect, actually. I'll take that. I have done a 2-hour endurance mission before. I really almost died mentally. I was mush by the end of it. I couldn't play anymore.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Especially because clever me decided to play an extremely mobile Warframe that would die if it didn't... if it stopped, you know? So I had to just fly around everywhere. Like my crack was on crack, almost, you know? Especially at the 2-hour mark, because everything would one-shot you. It really did. I mean, even this is just relaxed to me, right?
The captive has
I
been
may seem
escorted
like
to
I'm
the
just
extraction
flying
point.
about like
Well
crazy,
done.
but really I'm having fun. But that 2-hour mission really, really took its toll. Like, I almost quit just because of that mission. I quit for a different reason in the end, because connectivity was complete garbage at one point, and I had enough of it. But, as always, I come back every now and again, just to see how things are. And they've been going pretty great so far. That's why I've been playing it a lot lately. I still find that execution funny. It's like, just get out the way.
Oh, little meat. Too kind. I shall buy something lovely with this.
Okay, I've changed my mind. She's actually pretty funny. Anyway, let's get to Fashion Frame. I've delayed it long enough entirely by accident. So, we're running not the Necros Prime helmet, because that doesn't glow, even though it looks kind of nice. Actually, I should show you what it is by default. So this is what it looks like by default. And this is what I've done to it. So, the Sindana is the Pakal Sindana. That's why it's so long and thick. We're running Noble animation, which is why he has the weird finger thing going on. And we have a bunch of attachments. So we're doing Acanthus because these spiky adornments are really cool on him. The Iricala binds are just chains and they look pretty cool. Can't really see them too well here, but they're on his wrists. In fact, hold on. Let's make this a bit easier. We'll take C. I'll show you what the Iricala stuff looks like without any stuff on it. So this is what the Iricala looks like. It's just a bunch of chains. And the glowy headpiece as well. And I believe I can show you what the Iricala skin would look like. So this is what the full Iricala set would look like. I prefer the Prime skin for Necros Prime, but it looks alright, doesn't it? Pretty glowy. And you can just throw some randoms around, see what you like. Randoms, by the way, they draw from all of the colour palettes you have unlocked. And I have them all, so... Oh yeah, look. That's a bit of an eyesore, isn't it? Ooh, that's funky. I like that. Anyway, yeah, so this is the default Prime look. This is Iricala. I smashed these together with a Pakal Sindana and the armor attachments, just to give it a spiky, sort of bird-like look, really. Actually, I kind of like that with a slight difference in colour there. Should I choose a lighter one? Yeah, that one will do. That looks alright. Looks like I have feathers now. Oh, I hadn't realised it did the other stuff on him. I'll keep it black. Why not? Right. What do we have for stuff? We have Aphrodite level. The Inodem is almost done, but I don't really want to mess around with that. What's her weaknesses again?
I remember every moment we've shared. Every touch, every lash, every wound.
Slash and radiation. Okay. And it's immune to magnet, which I'm not going to use anyway. You know, I think I might take a break from the Kuva Lich grind. Gets a little bit samey after a while. Right now I'm just harvesting murmurs to try and get hints as to what my Parazon mod should be.
How shocking it
We've
must
already
have
got
been
Vone.
for you to have killed a girl, only to turn around and find the body gone.
Okay. Anyway. Actually, how long have I been streaming for? I should have a look. Oh! I've been streaming for about that long, huh? Okay. Well, I may call it quits very soon. Because it's going to be 3 p.m. AM. Excuse me. And then I will just be completely destroyed mentally if I carry on any further.
So, what do you think?
By the way, yes, that is a fish that talks. He, So, the caviar
Of course.
were...
Thank you.
Oh, how do I want to explain this? So, where do I even begin, actually? This isn't spoilers. In the sense that this is the reason why things are the way they are right now. So, within the outer sanctum, we come across these carvings.
Zata. Truth. It began long before us. We who now live our perfect and dull, endless lives. It began long before these moon palaces and body markets hurling around our golden sun. It began long before our light coil thinkers, our radiation wars, our oil, smoke. It began with us, the continuity and its twin, wanderlust. The need for unseen shores deep in our marrow. No judge, jester, queen, or king can escape this old blood. We are nomads, eternal. And when no ocean, mountain, or sky could contain us, our gaze hungered starward. Afar, they mocked us with their brittle light, winking and jeering like dangling Iotans, forever out of reach, illuminating the truth. Immortal as we are, we die with the sun. That's where I come in.
So Albrecht Intrati was an interesting person in history. He was an Orokin, and they are immortal, but only by technicality. They're actually just incredibly long-lived, and they use something called the Old Blood. So when their continuity or death draws near, they pick a candidate to basically put their mind into. What he's explaining here is that the Orokin had basically taken the entirety of Sol, but they weren't satisfied with it. So they looked towards other, more distant stars in the system. The problem, as you'll find, is the distances involved. They were astronomical. There was no way that even their intellect could solve a problem. So Albrecht did something different. And it was this difference that initially had him ridiculed and made him somewhat of a social pariah, an outcast.
Jahu. Form. My departure was a day less than any other. When I stepped inside the bell, I saw no crowd through its seriglass, no skeptical onlookers, no regal send-off. They all had given up on me and my paradoxical formulations. The wasted years had all shown the void to be just that. Nothing. No energy, no entanglement, no form. To spacefaring ambitions, a dead end. On the day, my laboratory was mostly vacant of witnesses, most of all of expectation. Only my sluggish attendants, my sagacious Kavat, Kalimos, and of course my daughter. I had raised her alone, but with inconsistent vigor. In those eyes, her mother's, I did see a terrible reflection of a man that did not exist. A brave and principled man about to make history. In truth, he was a void himself, an outcast, a joke, a nothing. Driven by my humiliation, failure had made me bitter and reckless. I would dive into the depths myself to prove them all wrong. I gave the signal. My daughter grasped the lever. Kalimos then belted out a desperate, rasping growl. But it was too late.
So he had a little entrance into the void, and the Seriglass Bell was basically like a shark tank, except sealed. The idea behind it was to protect you against potential void exposure. This is where things... is this the one? This is where things get a little bit interesting. Because he sends himself in there. Beforehand, he had only really been sending instruments down there.
Vorm. Order. The calipers yawed open the wall between worlds, stretching there a black trapezoidal gap. A door. A mouth. It yawned in the light of the room, splintering it to mesmerizing, unearthly hues. And I, inside the bell, dropping obliquely toward it from my gallows. Mass and time rippled as a sudden vortex jawed before me. My head was vapor, my feet lodestone. The bell around me flexed like a rat paralyzed in a winding, gulping snake. I faltered in the awe of it, stumbling against the seriglass, and with that, shifted the bell's path through the wall. It grazed the caliper membrane, the edge of the door. No worldly edge was as thin, as sharp as could split even light. As the bell faintly grazed it, the seriglass was all at once rendered like strips of flesh by Daxblade. My enclosure was beheaded in an instant, but still, I fell, sideways, into the void.
Yeah, this is where disaster occurs. He's now in the void, completely unshielded.
Thas. Chaos. Death was on me, I was certain. I was face down, eyes clenched, my heart pulsing the last of its seconds, and my lungs burning the last of its air. A sudden nostalgia gripped me. I grasped desperately for memory of a storm just past, the fumbling pitch of a child's song. Yet all these thoughts seemed to steal away from my mind like smoke through a vent. I would die empty. I then became aware of another sensation, physical, a web of pain, needles itching into my arm. At once I realized I was alive, laying in the bill's shattered ceraglass. I groped the ground, warm stone, the floor of my laboratory. So, I had never left. And so, I had failed. Again. I heard a crunch alongside me. Someone stepping through the shattered glass. With great shame, I gasped and rose my head to face my daughter above me. But as I opened my eyes, it wasn't her. It was me.
That's right. You look into the void and it looks back. Only it looks back with your face.
Riss. Light. The senselessness of it. The paradoxic, the vague, untimed form. I was alone, but not. For I stood there confronted by myself. A twin, but no brother. A reflection, but with dimension. Behind him, no horizon, but a vast broiling sea of caustic light pierced at random by black pin stars. And closer, around me, a gale of flowing vapor, profane in color, billowing relentlessly into the nascent lack, seeking all directions. I was standing on a precipice of familiar stone, jagged and unanchored as though cleaved directly from the very floor of my laboratory. I wondered at the vapor's path, smoking outward more, leaving behind now the walls, the filigree gold, the rare cuts of marble from my home. I knew at once the vapor's source. I turned away, back toward the wall, the trapezoid I had yawed into it. Vapor erupted inward at the gap, but not just from there. For as I rolled my eyes back, I saw the same. A great steam of scintillation smoking out from my skull. Dumb in awe, I faced toward my chimerical twin. He spoke.
That's right. So, when he panicked within the void, emotion becomes real there. So, what's happening here is something called conceptual embodiment. Whatever you think is what happens. So the fact that he was in some ways thinking of himself, panicking when he thought he was about to die, it made a copy of him that was conscious. And things kind of go a bit crazy and unravel from there.
Kra. Time. An old name, unspoken in the centuries since my mother reared me. A soft hiss, soothing as a viper's gaze. Little Bengal. The other me reached out, offering his hand, gliding toward me without moving, as though the distance between us was now collapsing. A confusion, most euphoric, filled my mind. With the shred of wit that remained, I decided that I should run for my life. At once, crazed and frantic, I fled. But I made no forward progress. Instead, the world compressed ever more around me, as though I were an anchor pulling the shore to reach. When I arrived at the door, or rather, the door arrived at me, I howled, hurling myself inside, out. And then and there I was, lost and unlost, howling on the floor in harmony with my wretched Kalimos, lacerated in flesh and heart, scattered as the bell glass, spilling blood and stomach on the cold stone floor. But I sensed the other there at the wall's breach behind me, reaching still. I screamed, but my voice was gone. Forever. I looked, but my eyes would never see again. I swept my fist across the floor, snatching broken shards, and in gripping tightly, I filled my hands with ink. Close it, I wrote.
So yeah, things kind of really deteriorate for Albrecht. He's not just battling with an image of himself, by the way. The Void kind of does things to the mind. Void exposure can be toxic, and it can be incredibly mind-breaking. You can think of Void exposure in the toxic sense as kind of like radiation sickness.
Netra. Decay. Time, to us, is all but conquered. Our sacred Kuva moves us on to new skin. We numb to our daily, yearly trifles, and remedy those memories that bring lasting misery. With all our misdeeds, our excess, our indignity, we are haunted by nothing. But not for me, for with each passing day, there grew within a tumorous idea. It was minute in those early days, the pale-reaching digits severed on the floor, studied with reverence, with greed. And it swelled larger in the latter days. The regal domes, the rail dedications, the unholy Zariman parade. I had put the stars within reach, but at what cost? I never spoke of him, that man, trapped in the wall. And while there have been countless souls who have followed me through with their light skippers and field wave skins and vari-eyed instruments, not a single one ever saw him. Me. And so it is that I will not take the Kuva now, or ever again. This is the last skin I'm in. Because of this idea, that I cannot be sure that in all that smoked commotion, in all that panic and fear, in that bending light and blinding dark, was it I who escaped? Or the other?
Okay, so this image here is a finger in a tank. This is something called the reliquary drive. So when the man in the wall, as Albrecht puts it, tried to come through and he closed the gate to it, one of its fingers actually did come through the door and it was severed. And it turns out this finger born from the void was a perfect energy source for star travel, because what it allowed you to do with it is create a void breach at will to jump across systems, and that's where the Zariman comes in. The Zariman was the one that was meant to bring colonies from Sol all the way over to a system called Tau. But that's another story for another time.
Lok, void. From brooding gulfs are we beheld by that which bears no name. Its heralds are the stars it fells, the sky and earth aflame. Corporeal laws are unwrit as suns and love retreat. To cosmic madness, laws submit, though stalwart minds entreat. In luminous space, blackened stars they gaze, accuse, deny. Roiling, moaning, this realm of ours in madness lost shall die. Carrion hordes trill their profane accord with eldritch plans. To cosmic forms from tangent planes, we end as we began.
Yeah, that little bit at the end there is actually a concept translation of what all of these symbols mean. He thinks that it's a poem. Anyway, so with that, and the reason why we have this sentient fish is because before Albrecht entered the void on his own... Actually, no, wait, I got that wrong. He sent instruments through, he went through himself, got scared at what he found, and was trying to undermine and weaken the presence that was now in the void and hungry. So, Fibonacci here
These are all I have.
is what's known as a Norg. Norgs were special fish with 15-second memories. Entrati thought that he could trick the void into taking on a weaker form if he sent animals through the gate. He sent hundreds of different animals. But the void was completely indifferent. It didn't take to any of them. Until the fish, the bird, and the last two mating pairs of this creature here. That was enough to draw them in. To draw the void in, but not in the way that was expected. So, the void sort of understood what Albrecht was trying to do to it, and it mocked his efforts. So what it did instead was, instead of taking the form of these animals, it gave them sapience and sentience so that it could instill extreme terror in them. Like extreme terror. The fish panicked, broke open the seriglass, and the last ever mating pair is gone now. Only he remains. His, well, I suppose you'd call her a wife, was lost to the void. And, these animals are suffering from void exposure. They're actually slowly poisoned by it. So not only were they terrified to absolute high heaven, they're also slowly poisoned. It's really tragic.
I have a request. If you have the time, of course. Trying to keep busy. Thank you. Here you go.
When Albrecht learned of what happened to the caviar, he was horrified, so he stopped those experiments immediately. And that's kind of the end of that story. This is where he decides to utilize the void for time travel, a one-way trip.
Well,
so,
lovely to see you.
over here is the coffin where he was sent, and you can see it has a dent in it because Lloyd here, his servant and lover, destroyed his physical body so he could only come back the long way around from 1999. It was thought that this would seal the void away, but it didn't. During the Kalimo sequence, we take control of this creature here and show an act of love to this statue here that was controlled by the man in the wall. And that was enough to keep it at bay, because that act of love was something completely incomprehensible to it. Like, if I get close here, you can even hear its heartbeat going. So yeah, the Void is... It's not... It's definitely not cute. That's the complete opposite of what I would think of it. The fact that it decided to give sentience to animals just so it could instill terror in them. But... yes. There's a lot to the story.
I have a request. If you... these are...
Anyway, let's go ahead and do a bounty now. I think I've done enough yapping.
Thank you very much. I am ready.
I'm also going to swap weapon warframes over because this is not a good one for it. Oh, okay, that's fair enough then. I was just making sure. That'll do. The only reason such an emotion is incomprehensible is because it is the great indifference. The world of Void wants to consume the world of Dust because it hungers to be more real ever since it gained consciousness from Entrati. It's a world-ending threat. Universe ending, in fact. For now, but that's only really kept it at bay. It's been growing in power ever since a particular event happened. It's one I can't really talk about because it's a spoiler. But all of this happened predating before that, so that's why I felt comfortable showing that. Even though I did do endurance run of all the quests, I didn't do all of them, so there's some detail missing. Hands and stuff. The Murmur is the Indifference's attempt at trying to come through our world. Apparently, if they were to merge into one whole being, because they're fragmented right now, it would be pretty disastrous. What's very fascinating is how not only do they speak in Void tongue, they turn to sand when you kill them from the very sand that they came from. Although I suppose killing isn't really a adequate descriptor for it, because they're kind of golems.
fun than checking Mr. Tagfer for fleas. And, to be clear, I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, we're kind of just denying the existence of it. Because the moment it enters our world, it has to obey by those rules. But that does mean that the incursion is eternal, because the moment we enter the void, logic and science and reason fails. So it's basically a case of who will endure and, well, who will break from this endurance contest first. And the void is as a paradox is very vast. Like more than just 4 people in a mission can contain on their own. Spooky. I do love the music in this area though, and this rather crazy bit of scenery.
Might you care to work on something together?
I was the daughter. I became the mother. In time I shall be the witch. Blind once again, empty of all but wisdom.
Sorry to bother. Would you have time to look at this? That is, if it's all right. Thank you. Here you go. You have stood with us within this benighted valley, besieged and friendless as we are. You have stood with us. Thank you. Tagfer has requested we gather. I hope you will be there.
So did I mention the voice actor for the fish is actually, oh man, I am drawing a blank on his name. He's the vampire guy in, Baldur's Gate 3. Name begins with A something, that's all I remember. Yeah, Astarion. The voice actor of Astarion is the fish. Have fun with that.
Goodbye.
Anyway, yeah, what he said. I'm gonna end now, but I'm gonna raid out, so... let's see, who do we want to raid? I think we'll send you over to this person. Right. Thank you all for coming, if indeed you're still here. And I will see you next Sunday. I haven't decided what I'll play, but I'm sure we'll figure it out together closer to the date. See you around.